Hi, this is Glenn Mitchell, and here's the type of film that makes a commentator's life easier by showing you immediately where and when it took place. It's a gymkhana at a British Legion fete in Eastwood Park, Scotland, on the 21st of June 1947, and even gives the name of the building, which, if you'll forgive me, I won't attempt to pronounce. There are some shots of the building's exterior before a car pulls up, with a very attractive tramcar passing in the background, conveying our old friends Mr. Laurel and Mr. Hardy, accompanied by their wives Eda and Lucille. They all seem very pleased to be there, and this being Scotland, Stan and Babe, as Hardy was known off-screen, are sporting tam-o'-shanters, that's Scottish caps to all you Sassenachs. Laurel and Hardy would often wear kilts for engagements in Scottish theatres, as when they appeared at the Glasgow Empire in June 1947. It was for this stage tour that they happened to be in Britain at the time this film was taken. During 1946, British theatre impresario Bernard Delfont, later Lord Delfont, approached them to make their first visit to Britain since 1932, when, incidentally, the crowds at Glasgow Central swelled to the point where several people required hospital treatment after the collapse of a stone balustrade to one side of their hotel, while at Edinburgh's Waverley Station it was a struggle for their taxi to get through the masses of fans congregating outside. At the time of Delfont's approach, they were not making films, having declined an offer to renew their contract with 20th Century Fox in 1945, and were very much open to the idea of stage work. I think Delfont offered them £1,000 a week. They arrived in Southampton aboard the Queen Mary on the 11th of February 1947 for an initial 4-week engagement at the London Palladium, commencing on the 10th of March. Their sketch was an expanded version of one that Stan had first written for them to use in personal appearances in 1940, about their attempts to apply for driver's licences. The Palladium run was so successful that they were booked to continue at the Coliseum from the 14th of April to the 10th of May, the first time a variety programme had been booked into both theatres in so brief a period. I'll just break off here to say that I recognise this gag from their personal appearances. Stan would periodically interrupt Ollie's speech to ask, "Can I say something?" but Ollie wouldn't let him until perhaps the third go, whereupon Stan would say, "You're standing on my foot." Continued business in London ensured a nationwide tour, at first for 4 weeks, which was extended to 10, and ultimately concluded after 9 months, the maximum period that Babe, as a US citizen, could remain in Britain. During that time, they attended numerous events, such as the one we're watching here, and visited numerous places, such as Madame Tussauds, the Ideal Home Exhibition, and the Daily Mail Film Awards in London, the Romney Hythe and Dymchurch Railway in Kent, Stan's birthplace in Ulverston, the Winter Gardens, Morecambe, also Blackpool, and a civic reception in Grantham. After the 9-month tour, they moved on to Denmark, Sweden, France and Belgium, returning briefly to London during their Paris engagement to take part in the Royal Variety performance. They finally returned to America in 1948. Film and recorded sound items continue to reappear from the team's British tours of 1932, 1947, 1952 and 1953-4. This 16mm home movie was unknown to the world at large for more than 60 years, until it was donated to the British Film Institute by the Sterling Brown family. Thanks are due to Petra Laidlaw and Gudrun Fickling, granddaughters of Astrid Sterling Brown, who appears with Laurel and Hardy in this film. And thanks also to you for listening.